8 possible explanations for why you're waking up in the middle of the night. We've all been there. One minute, you're having the greatest night's sleep of your life. The next, you're waking up, uncomfortable, and can't go back to bed. Everyone requires a good night's sleep to function properly the next day. Some people manage to function on only a few hours of sleep, where others may need the full 8 or 9 hours. The requirement for a good night's rest for human adult averages at around 7 to 8 hours of sleep. This video doesn't include sleep loss as a result of being a new parent, or the natural course of aging, where loss of sleep is to be expected, but it will give you some other explanations as to why you aren't getting the best rest every night. Before we get started, don't forget to join the Bestie universe by subscribing to our channel and turning on post notifications. That way, you won't miss out on any tips, tricks, and life hacks from your #1 bestie. Now, keep watching for 8 explanations which may be the reason that you're waking up in the middle of the night. Number 8. Temperature problems. According to sleep.org, the optimal room temperature for the human body during sleep should be between 60 to 67 degrees Fahrenheit, or 15 to 19 degrees Celsius. One reason you might be waking up in the middle of the night is that your body is too hot or too cold. Frigid temperatures cause your muscles to stiffen up, and sometimes this could be painful. Warm temperatures can cause excessive sweating and hot flashes. If you experience hot flashes in the middle of the night, or even cold sweats, check out the temperature in your room to make sure it isn't too warm or too cold. If you're still having trouble sleeping after eliminating temperature issues, but are experiencing hot or cold sweats, it might actually be a health issue that is preventing you from sleeping during the night. Number 7. Nocturia. Nocturia is a condition described by the International Continence Society as the complaint of frequent nighttime urination. 2 causes for this may be due to hormone imbalance or bladder problems. The most frequent cause, however, is having too much to drink before going to bed. Try to avoid drinking excessive amounts of liquids in the hours leading up to sleep. This happens to a lot of us, especially those of us who like to stay hydrated all times throughout the day. Do you experience any of these things mentioned in the video so far? Well, if you do, you may be pleasantly surprised to find out that there's actually one thing that all doctors recommend people do in order to get a good night's rest. And it's actually a pretty simple, straightforward thing. You'll be surprised you didn't try it sooner. Make sure you stick around until the very end of the video to find out what it is. Number 6. Noise pollution. Noise pollution can come from any number of sources. A spouse's snoring may be the most obvious, but other sources of noise pollution could include sirens, loud neighbors, old pipes, or even the motor on your kitchen refrigerator. To reduce noise pollution, the first solution is to buy yourself a good pair of earplugs. You could also try noise-canceling white noise devices, including a fan. If you tend to fall asleep with the television on, it's time to turn it off. This is what could be disrupting your sleep. If you're a light sleeper, noise is probably the culprit behind your lack of sleep. So buy some earplugs or try to figure out other ways to cancel out noise that is keeping you up at night. Number 5. Consumption of alcohol. It's an old wives' tale that an alcoholic beverage before bed can help you sleep. Yet modern science has proven this to be the opposite. Drinking can help you fall into a deep sleep relatively quickly. But as soon as your body processes the booze into your bloodstream, you're giving your body extra work to do. Your sleep will be less restful and cause you to stir. So, if you're the type of person who tends to drink a glass or 2 of wine every night before bed, maybe it's time you stop doing that. Of course, there's nothing wrong with having the occasional glass of wine, but if it's something that you frequently do every night, it could be the reason why you can't sleep. You might be pleasantly surprised by the results. Number 4. Sleep apnea. This is a common problem with males, especially ones over 50. However, sleep apnea can affect anyone with an obstructed airflow. Your body wakes you up as a survival mechanism when you're snoring or obstructed breathing paths do not provide you with enough oxygen. On some rare occasions, sleep apnea can lead to death. An overnight trip to a sleep clinic usually helps with the diagnosis. Treatment can include the use of a CPAP, continuous positive airway pressure machine, weight loss, quitting smoking, or, in some rare cases, surgery to the nasal pathway. Sleep apnea is common among people who snore, so if you know that you snore and find that you wake up in the middle of the night, try to get a diagnosis for sleep apnea and see what different types of treatments there are. Number 3, depression or anxiety. An overactive mind, especially caused by anxiety or depression, is usually to blame when you wake up in the middle of the night. Nightmares and panic attacks can wake you up, as can worry. These feelings cause you to stay awake as your mind panics and focuses on your lack of sleep. If you are losing sleep because of anxiety or depression, always seek the help of a professional. Cognitive behavioral therapy, medication, or relaxation techniques can be used for treatment. You can also try meditating before bed. Meditation is a known and very popular way to reduce stress. It clears your mind and lets you focus on the present moment instead of the thoughts and worries which are constantly circulating around in your head. If you've never meditated before, try doing a quick 5-minute meditation before bed that consists of you laying down with your eyes closed and breathing slowly in and out. Focus on your breathing, and if any thoughts pop into your mind as you are meditating, just move your thoughts back to your breathing. This should calm and relax you, and may be able to improve your sleep if you meditate consistently every night. Number 2, Restless Leg Syndrome. Restless leg syndrome is a syndrome that can result in unpleasant sensations in your feet and legs. These symptoms include feeling of bugs crawling on your legs, aching, or throbbing of your muscles. Some can experience similar symptoms in other parts of their body. Massage, exercise, warm baths, and temperature solutions may help. For more severe cases, a medical professional can provide additional measures. If you find that your legs are cramping or throbbing during the night, or if they just can't seem to stop shaking, it is very likely that you have restless leg syndrome. This is a serious syndrome which should be diagnosed and treated immediately. Number 1, heartburn. Last night's all-you-can-eat Tex-Mex cuisine may have been enjoyable at the time, but now you're suffering from acid reflux. In more severe cases, you may be diagnosed with GERD, gastroesophageal reflux disease, which is a very common condition in adults. To avoid this problem, avoid eating heavy meals before bed. Avoid acidic drinks like soda, coffee, or orange juice, and avoid alcohol. Doctors recommend sleeping in a slightly upright position with your head up to reduce heartburn when you're sleeping. If you are experiencing heartburn when you sleep, try changing up your diet and avoiding foods which you know will give you heartburn. This might be able to help relieve your symptoms and improve your overall quality of sleep. Now that you know the possible explanations as to why you're waking up in the middle of the night, here is the number 1 thing doctors recommend that everybody do in order to get a good night's rest. Can you guess what it is? Turning off all electronic devices before bed. This is something we are all probably guilty of doing. The National Sleep Foundation states that using electronic devices before we go to bed delays our internal clock or circadian rhythm. This delays the release of melatonin, which is a sleep-inducing hormone. This makes it difficult to fall asleep. Doctors recommend to stop using electronics up to 2 hours before bed. If that's not realistic for you, try turning off your electronics at least 1 hour or 30 minutes before bed. Do you have trouble sleeping? What are some tips and tricks you use to help you get a good night's rest? Let us know in the comment section below. Enjoyed this video? Hit the like button and share with your friends. Also, subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. Thanks for watching.